All right, hey kids. So in this video, we're going to look at how to solve some more equations. These are still considered linear equations because they only have one solution, but they involve fractions. So there's this technique called clearing the denominator, and it gets rid of the fractions for you because I know most of us do not want to work with fractions. If you were solving this the old-fashioned way, you'd have to add 3 to both sides, all right? But then you'd be working with a mixed number over here on the right, or an improper fraction. Or I guess if you wanted to, you could just convert that to a decimal. But that's not what we're doing today, all right? We're using this other technique, all right? It comes in handy later, especially when we deal with rational functions in Algebra 2. So to get rid of these denominators, all right, notice there's a 2 and a 5. What you're going to do is you're going to multiply the entire equation by the least common multiple, or the lowest common multiple of 2 and 5. So like the multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. And the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15. Now we want the lowest common multiple. Well, what's common to both of them is this 10 here. So we're going to multiply this entire equation by 10. Now, usually, if you don't want to go through all this stuff and thinking about what the LCM is, although you should, you can just multiply 2 and 5, and that gives you 10. So you know you're going to multiply the entire equation by 10. All right, that 10 is going to get distributed across all these terms. Now, I'm going to show the steps, and once you do this a few times, you probably won't have to do so many. So this is going to be 10 times 1/2 x minus 10 times 3 is equal to 10 times 1/5. All right, and then we're going to simplify this. Well, really all we're doing here is the 10 times the 1/2. And when you multiply by 1/2, you just kind of cut the number in half. So it's half of 10. Well, that's 5x. 10 times 3 is 30, of course. All right, and then 10 times 1/5. The way that you handle fractions is you're going to use the top number for multiplying by and the bottom for dividing by. So we're going to do 10 times 1, so it's still 10, and then divided by 5. So we're just doing 10 divided by 5. It's equal to 2. All right, and then this is just a little two-step equation that we have solved millions of, hopefully. We're going to kill that constant first by adding 30 to both sides. That gives us 5x is equal to 32, and then we're going to divide by 5. So x is going to be 32 divided by 5, which if you wanted to make it as a decimal, it'd be 6.4, I think. I prefer the fraction answers. Just depends on the situation. All right, next up. All right, this one we have 3 denominators that we're going to have to clear out. We're going to have to get rid of. So if you were doing that little LCM trick, all right, you would have 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on, 8, 16, 24, and so on. Well, you're looking for the smallest common multiple. That would take you a while. So let's not do that. All right. What I do is I can just multiply all 3 of these numbers. So 3 times 2 times 8. Boy, there's a way around this. I guess I'll show it to you. This would give you 48, right? And 48 is a multiple of 3, 2, and 8. But there's a smaller number that will work. See, I don't actually have to include this 2. And the reason why is because the 8, I always say the 8 covers the 2. So you could multiply by 48 if you want to, but it's just going to be bigger numbers. It turns out 3 times 8, which is 24, that's going to do the trick for this equation. All right. So I'm just going to multiply by 24. Keep my numbers a little smaller. Yeah, I know it's kind of a weird thing. Here, let me give you another example of that. Let's say you had 6, 9, and 18, 6, 9, and 18. Well, just the number 18, actually, like if you were going to multiply all three of these, that would be overkill, because the number 18 covers the 9. All right, 9's a multiple of 18, and it also covers the number 6, because 18 is a multiple of 6. So in this situation, you would only have to multiply by that 18. All right, let's go ahead and get this one done. We're multiplying by 24. So we're going to distribute that 24 in. So what I'm going to do, actually, kind of save myself some work here, I'm going to do some side work. All right, so we're going to do 24 times 2/3. All right, so I do 24 times 2, that's 48, and then I do 48 divided by 3. 48 divided by 3, and that's equal to 16. Okay, and then I'm going to do 24 times the 3/2. So 24 times the 3/2. Boy, I don't want to do 24 divided by 3, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to divide by 2 first. 24 divided by 2 is equal to 12, but I still got to multiply by 3. So that gives me a 36. 12 times 3 is 36. Okay. And then I'm multiplying, oh, I missed that one. And then I'm multiplying the 24 by the 1/8. Well, 24 times 1/8 is really the same thing as 24 divided by 8. So you get 3x. And then the last one is 24 all the way over here to the 2. And that's going to be 48. All right. And now it's just an equation with variables on both sides. So it's very solvable. We're going to move all of our letters over to one side, minus 3x. And I'll just do it. I'll do it a step at a time. So this is 16, stays put. 36 minus 3x is 33x. The 3x's cancel. And now we're going to move the 16 over, so minus 16. You still get the 33x. Come on, computer. Keep up with me. 33x. 48 minus 16. Oh, gosh, I should know this one. 32. And then our last step is to divide by 33. So divide by 33. And this is going to be our answer. 32 divided by 33. Of course, you'd want to check and see if that simplifies. But in this case, it does not simplify. All right, I'll do another example next.